Alright class, so today we're going to do 2.7. Um, Pretty easy stuff. It's just a little time consuming. So let's get started. Um, 1 through 8 is just having you work with fractions and radicals and a couple decimals. And it looks a little scary, but again, if you know how to convert each one of them, it should be pretty easy. So if for ones with fractions, I would definitely try to make a common denominator. Common denominator. All that means is that the number at the bottom should be the same number, whatever this is. Those aren't zeros. So let's say this is b over a and this is c over a. These should be the same thing, same number. So notice how in these I have 3/4 and 6 and a third. So I'm going to convert these into mixed numbers. So if I convert them into mixed numbers, that's going to be 5 times 4 is 20. And then if I add it, that's 23 over 4. And then this is 6 times 3 is 6 times 3 is 18. If I add that with 1 is 19 over 3. So then it's just a matter of converting those to a common factor. I would just multiply them across from each other. So 23 times, so make them into 12, denominator of 12. So that means you have to multiply these by 3 and then the other one by 4. So 3 times 23, that is 69, I believe. 4 times 19, that is 4, 9 is 36, times 40 is 76. And then it's just a matter of, all right, what's the numbers in between that? So what are the numbers in between 69 to 76? So as long as they have 12 as the denominator, you're fine. So 70 works, 71, and 72. And you could have done 73, 74, and 75 as well. Alright, 5 is a little tricky, but don't worry about the 23. The square is 23. Keep that the same. Look at 4. Well, if I remember correctly, 4 times 4 gets me 16. And, well, 4 times 4 is just 4 squared. So when I use radicals, I remember radicals tell me that I'm finding the number that multiplies into itself. So like the square root of 16 is what times what gets me 16. In this case, oh, that's 4. So then I can just rewrite this 4 as the square root of 16. It's the same thing. So now it's just a matter of thinking, all right, what are the numbers in between these two here? And, well, that's pretty easy. Square root of 17 works. Square root of 18. Square root of 19. And I could do 20, 21, and 22. And that's pretty much it. Pause the video, try out the rest of them. I know they look a little scary, but trust me, they're easy. These are easy problems. Alright. For the set, again, we're going to do factoring. The book, what the book tries to do is they like to do it really slow for you guys. But honestly, you guys are more than capable. You guys already proved it to me. For 2.6, those were all positive numbers, if you haven't noticed, except for that one that was all negative. This one here, now it's a mixture. Now there's some positives, now there's some negatives, and it's a mixture. But the same idea still works. So let's look at 13. So again, factors of 24. 1 and 24, but that one doesn't help me. 2 and 12, that one doesn't help me. 3 and 8, ooh, that one looks like, because if I add 3 and 8, that gets me 11. So it looks like that one might work. So let's try it. X and 3 and then X and 24. Here's the tricky part. Oh, not 24. I don't know where I got that from. 8. So here's the tricky part. Now, which one gets the sign? Well, which one gets what signs? So they both have to be multiply into a positive 24, but they both have to be negative 11. Well, if I remember correctly, two negatives multiply into a positive, and two negatives add up into a negative number. So let's try it. See if it works. Negative 3x is, or 3 times x is negative 3x. X times negative 8 is negative 8x. That gives me negative 11x. Perfect. That works out. There's my solution. See? All you have to, it's a lot of number sense. It's just doing little computations in your head and then working it out to see if you're correct. Try out the rest of them if you need to. If you want to see another example, we're going to do number 21 because I know that one's a little tough for some of you guys. So you probably noticed that, ooh, this is missing a bx. Or it's not that it's missing, but b is equal to 0. So this is actually the difference of squares that we talked about earlier. Difference. I forgot how to spell difference of squares. I don't think I spelled it right. Oh well. You guys could look it up. Whatever difference spells like, and then of squares. The difference of squares. All that's saying is that you have two numbers that are multiplied. These two numbers here are square numbers, and if you notice closely, they're being subtracted. So there's a trick to that. Those two numbers, whatever they are, it's going to be, one's going to be adding and the other one's going to be subtracting. So best way I could describe it is rewrite this. So we write it x squared plus 0x minus 25. And again, what two numbers multiply it to 25 but give you 0? So 1 and 25 or 5 and 5. Well, if I add or subtract 1 and 25, that's not going to get me 0. But 5 and 5 does. If I subtract 5 with 5, I end up getting 0. So this is my solution. See, not too bad. It's just something that you guys don't get used to seeing, and the book doesn't really do a good job showing it to you guys. So write down any questions and try out the rest of them, you guys. Oh look, 21 or 26 is also a difference of squares. I wonder what the square, what times what gives you 1. A little thinker. All right. For 29 to 32, another couple problems that, again, a little hard, but it's pretty easy again. These are just graphing, you guys. I'm going to be mean, and I'm going to graph the easy one. I'm going to graph the parent function. But I'll tell you now, I'm going to show you, pause the video if you need to write these down. These are all the transformations for every single one of them. For 30, however you draw your axis, but it's going to go down. And it's going to go down 3 spaces. 31 is going to go to the right 2 spaces. 32 is going to open down. It's going to go to the left 1 space, and it's going to go up 4 spaces. So at the very least, I gave you the transformations. But again, if you have your foldable or if you remember these should all be pretty easy. So again, let's get this started. Since I have the parent function, I have to start at 0, 0. Then it's just a pattern of going my spaces. Right 1, up 1. Right 1, up 3. 1, 2, 3. Right 1, up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What I noticed one of you guys do the other day is you guys kind of go like this. You go out ways, or out the outer ways, and that's not correct, you guys. Remember, you actually have to go inside the values. Oh, and this was up 1. This was up 3. This was up 5. And then do it on the opposite side. And that's it. Then just connect your points. So went through that one. Remember, it's like a curve. Let it go continuous. I kind of missed that one, but that's okay. Please don't draw me a straight line. This is what some of you guys like to do. And then it's okay if you miss it. No, it's not okay. You actually have to go curve it. This actually has to curve. A lot of you guys like to make them go straight, but this does it. If I hear, oh, I need a ruler to draw this line, then you better throw that ruler away because you don't need a ruler for these. These are actually supposed to curve. All right, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, come by and see me. Try out the rest of them. Remember, these are all shifting. So if you drew the parent function correctly, all this is going to do is shift. So in this case, the parabola is going to shift down for number 30. Parabola is going to shift to the right for number 31. And for 32, it's going to shift right or left 1, up 4, and then it's going to face down. It's not going to face up. So you're actually going to have to mess with your axis. If I were you, I'd probably move it up like that for number 32. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.